Hi, this is Mr. Pablo, and today you're going to learn about how to convert fractional indices to surds. Now, surds is one of those things that may not be common for everybody, but everybody knows this sign. That's a square root sign. That's a surd. Okay, a cube root sign, that's a surd again. Okay, so these are surds, basically. Right, so we have here a fractional index, okay, 25 to the power of 1/2. Now, how can we turn that into a surd? Now, if I tell you that 25 to the power of 1/2 is just completely equivalent to the square root of 25, okay, now how would you know if that's correct? Now if you try to type this in the calculator, 25 to the power of 1 over 2, then you should find that that is 5. And we all know this, the square root of 25 is also equal to 5. Now how is that? How is that, by the way? It's probably difficult to know or to see why they are the same. It's because we don't really write down where the 1 goes and where this 2 goes. Now let me start with the 1 here. The 1 here goes over here. It's actually 25 to the power of 1. We just don't write the 1 because 25 to the power of 1 is just 25. It's pointless writing it. And the 2 here actually goes over here. And we don't write the 2 because it's already square root. And remember, the word square means 2, really. That's why it is this. Okay? 25 to the power of 1/2 is equal to the square root of 25. Now, following that concept, okay, how can we be sure if it's really working? So let's look at the second example, 4 to the power of 32. Now let me use 3 over 2. So 4 to the power of 3 over 2. Okay, now following that format, it should be, if I put a surd sign first, that should be 4 to the power of 3, which is under a square root of 2, but we don't really write down a 2. So this should be the same as that one. Now if we try to simplify this, this should become the square root of 4 times 4 times 4, which is the square root of, what is 4 times 4 times 4? That is, let me just do that in my own calculator, that is 64, and the square root of 64 is equal to 8. We know that because 8 times 8 is 64. Now, how is this going to be looking like this? Okay, so let's simplify this. What do we know about 4? 4 is actually 2 squared, isn't it? Okay, 2 squared. Right, and 2 squared to the power of 3 over 2. Now, the rules of indices is that if there's a bracket, okay, what we need to do is to multiply this index to that index. We need to find out what's 2 times 3/2. Well, these are just fractions, so 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So this becomes now 2 to the power of 3. And what is 2 to the power of 3? That is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8. That's why this is equal to that, and therefore these two are also equal. Okay? Right. Let's try that one more time for the last example. 9 to the power of -5 over 2. So following that format, following the formula, it's like a formula, this one is. Okay, it should be, there's a surd sign, 9 to the power of -5 and the square root, which is 2, but we don't really write it. Okay, let me just write it there. Okay, just for the sake of everybody, but we don't really need to write it down. Okay, now if you type this in the calculator, what you should get is something like, let's type that out. Let me pull up a calculator over here. Okay, here we go. We need to find out the square root of 9 to the power of -5. Okay, and we press enter. That becomes 1 over 243. Okay, so let me pull back my, there we go. Now 1, this is now 1 over 243, okay, by just typing in the calculator. Now how is that true? Well, we can do that by doing some algebra. What's 9? That is 3 to the power of 2, that's 3 squared. And negative 5, that's raised to the power of negative 5 over 2. Now, because it's a negative index, as of my previous video, we need to write it down as a fraction. Okay, now this becomes 9. This becomes now 3 squared to the power of, this time this becomes positive. Okay, now and then we simplify that. That becomes 1 over 2 times 5 over 2. That's 2 times 5, which is 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 3 to the power of 5. Now, if we try to further simplify this, that becomes 1 over 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And if you type it in the calculator, what is that sum? That is 243. That's why this is equal to that. And therefore, this is the same as that one. So, I hope this video is clear for everybody, and I really hope that you learned something from it. Thank you for watching.